Now, there's some new rumors about what the iPhone Fold that's going to be coming out next year could be. And it's interesting because now we're hearing a lot about the dimensions of the Apple Fold, and apparently it's going to be under 6 inches. At least the cover screen is going to be. So it's going to be 5 point something inches. So which means it's probably going to have different dimensions than the Z Fold 7. Now I'm also hearing that the inner screen is 7.8 inches or something. So I don't know how the dimensions actually work for the inner screen in this case, but if the outer screen's that size, then it's gonna be different from the Fold, which makes me wonder, is it gonna have a different display than the Fold? Now, we've been assuming that it will use the same folding display as the Samsung Fold because Samsung makes a lot of the displays for the iPhones, and Samsung is in the front when it comes to foldable display technology. So that was what we were expecting, but now I'm wondering if Apple's gonna be making maybe their own folding display or something. It is interesting to think about, especially considering the fact that Apple's been waiting a long time to bring their Fold out. I mean, Samsung's been doing foldables for 7 years now, and the technology has needed a lot of refinement. And that's part of the reason why Apple didn't go in on it first. And it seems like with the Z Fold 7, Samsung's almost nailed it. I mean, the only issues with those phones are it has too small of a battery, but Samsung could use a different battery tech and fix that. And then there's the slight crease. I mean, there's still a slight crease there. That's the way the technology is. You can't really do much about it right now. But maybe Apple's been working on their own display. I mean, it is possible to, when you think about it, Apple's been waiting out 7 years, and they could have been spending all that time creating their own display to just bring it out. And it wouldn't be shocking. I mean, Apple's a huge company with a lot of resources. They could make their own display. Maybe it's a different type of display tech with some different materials. That means that it won't have a crease. And I'm saying this because there are other rumors that Apple might be saying that this phone might not have a crease. And that's a big statement, considering that all the foldables do have a crease. Even if it's small, it is there. And if Apple managed to bring out a folding phone without a crease, this could be huge. And it could be really bad news for Samsung. Because Apple has a brand value, and people are willing to spend a lot of money on iPhones. And while the Z Fold 7 is not mainstream because of the price, it's $2,000. That's a bit too much. But if it's an Apple foldable phone for around that price, even a couple of $100 more, that phone will sell really well. People will buy the phone. People are always looking to buy the best Apple iPhone product, and the foldable could end up being that product if it managed to fix the crease. Because one of the things that people look for in Apple products is serious refinement. Even if you may be missing some features, the features that it already has definitely needs to have a lot of refinement. And the main refinement issue with the foldables is the crease in the screen. And if Apple fixes that, we could finally see foldables becoming mainstream, and the Apple Foldable becoming a great hit, like the previous AirPods or the Apple Watch. And this could cause serious trouble for Samsung. Now, if Samsung is the one who's going to be making the display, then probably Samsung can bring the display out for their foldable next year, so it won't be an issue. But if Apple's making their own display, Samsung is in big trouble. And we know Apple does have their own type of display. They have a monitor that uses their own display. And there have been a lot of rumors that Apple's focusing on making their own display and not being reliant on an outside competitor to make their displays. So it is highly possible that this might be the debut of Apple's own display and their foldable. And this could be huge news. And I'm honestly really excited about it. If they can get rid of crease and make it more durable and give it a good battery, well, it's a no-brainer really. If you have the money, I don't see any reason why people wouldn't buy the Apple Fold. And now the form factor is still a bit concerning. If it's under 6 inches, I don't know how the form factor would work. Would it look more like a square shape or something? I am confused about that, but Apple probably has a strategy and they have their own software, so whatever form factor is, they can optimize it to make the most out of the display. So I don't think that would be an issue or anything that people need to be concerned about. And this could be huge. Apple might be revolutionizing foldables and making it mainstream next year. So let's wait and see what happens.